Have you ever felt like you're doing all the right things in your faith, but something's just not clicking? Well, today we're going to dive into a really powerful argument from Apostle Joshua Selman that might just reframe that entire relationship between our spiritual efforts and divine power. This idea could totally reset your understanding of what it takes to see belief become reality. Let's get into it.
So, we're going to kick things off with this bombshell of a statement. It challenges the idea that simply believing is the finish line. According to Selman, nope, there's actually another spiritual law at play, a kind of missing link that's absolutely crucial for turning that belief into a tangible reality.
So, where does this missing piece of the puzzle begin? Well, it all starts with a power that every single one of us has, the power to choose. And this isn't just about making a simple decision. It's framed as a seriously potent spiritual tool that actively shapes our lives.
This whole concept is built on what the source calls the law of reception. And the core idea is really profound. Your will, your active choice, actually gives you spiritual authority. You have the God-given power to either accept or refuse what comes into your life, from blessings to hardships.
Now check out how absolute this statement is. It's not a suggestion, it's not a nice idea, it's presented as a spiritual law, like gravity. What you consciously choose to receive is given permission to stay and manifest in your life. And what you actively reject is literally commanded to leave.
Okay, so this idea of personal choice, it shines a massive spotlight on a huge misconception that Selman says is incredibly common. It's a fundamental mistake that might just explain why so many people feel like their spiritual efforts just aren't working. This slide just lays out the whole conflict perfectly, doesn't it? On the left, you've got this really common, and let's be honest, often frustrating belief that our spiritual work, our fasting, our prayer, is what actually creates the power. We're trying to earn the result. And if nothing happens, well, I guess we just have to try harder. But Selman argues this is completely wrong, which leaves us with that big, hanging question mark on the right.
And this right here is the million-dollar question of the entire teaching. If all that hard spiritual work, all that prayer and fasting isn't actually paying for the miracle itself, then what on earth is it for? What is it accomplishing?
And here we go. We're getting to the absolute heart of the argument now. The answer to that question hinges on making a crucial distinction between two completely different kinds of prices.
So first, you've got the price for creation. Think of this as the ultimate price tag for everything. Every possible miracle, every healing, every bit of salvation you could ever need. The teaching is crystal clear on this. That bill has already been paid. It's done. It's finished.
But then, and this is the key, there's the second price. This is the one we pay. It's the price for delivery. And its purpose has absolutely nothing to do with creating something new. Instead, it's all about aligning us, building our spiritual capacity, so that we can safely receive and manifest what has already been made available.
And honestly, this quote from Selman just nails it. It says it all right there. The price we're paying isn't for creation. It's the price of alignment, so we can safely deliver. That's a subtle change in wording, but it is a massive shift in perspective.
So here it is, the big aha moment. All of your spiritual activity, your prayers, your study, it doesn't change God. It's not about convincing Him to do something. His work is finished. All that effort is changing you. It's building you up. It's about alignment.
Okay, I know this can feel a little bit abstract, right? So to make it perfectly clear, Selman uses this amazing metaphor from the story of David and Goliath. Let's see how this all connects. Okay, so think of your personal effort, your prayer, your fasting, your study, as David's sling. It's your tool. It's the part of the equation that you practice with and get good at. But here's the thing, a sling by itself doesn't have the power to take down a giant. The true power is what Selman calls the cross, which represents that finished work, the price that Jesus already paid. The miracle happens when your prepared effort, the sling, delivers the stone, but it's propelled by that much greater force. This quote just ties it all together so perfectly. Your personal discipline, your fasting, it becomes supernaturally powerful only when you do it with the understanding that it's just a vehicle, a delivery system, for a power that is way, way beyond your own.
And here's the stark reality of what happens if you get this wrong. If you believe your effort alone is the source of power, then you are literally showing up to a monumental battle against the giant, armed with just a sling and a stone. The true power source has been left completely out of the equation.
So, okay,
This is a fascinating theological distinction, but why does it matter so much? What's the real-world impact? Well, it's because it points toward a vision for a much, much bigger kind of societal impact.
You see, this whole understanding is meant to take faith out of just being a private, personal thing, or a church-only activity. The idea is for it to become a force that invades and influences every single sphere of culture and society.
And I just love how this is illustrated. It's not just about preachers on a stage. No way. It's about the Josephs rising up as giants in the economy, the Daniels becoming leaders in government, the Esthers having real influence in the palaces of power. And just as important, the Marys who are nurturers, the technicians who are innovators, the artists shaping culture. Everybody has a strategic part to play.
So here's the big takeaway for you. It means that your specific work, your calling, whether you're in an office, a lab, a studio, or at home, is not a lesser calling. It is a vital, spiritually significant assignment in this huge unfolding plan.
And all of that brings us to our final question, something to really think about. Based on this entire framework, what does it practically mean in your day-to-day life to hide behind the cross? How do you pair your most diligent, excellent effort with a complete dependence on a power that is not your own? It's a powerful idea to consider. Thanks for joining me today.